Why is networking so uncomfortable? That is a question which would have rung the bells in the minds of a lot of MBA students and of a lot of guys who are out there in the industries. Because when we get into MBA, our first objective is that we need to do this one thing which is called networking. But a lot of us are not very comfortable with it. And in this video, my objective is to first of all help you identify the real reason. Why do you feel so hesitant in doing this one very important thing? And once we've identified that, very logically, I'll help you understand that what exactly are the things which you can do so that even if you're the most shyest, most reserved human being in your MBA program, you can still go out and do a much more significant networking than anyone else out there. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. So right at the start of the video, I would give you some context. What you need to know about me is that I had a very severe stammering problem. Stammering means a speech problem in which you're not very fluent. And my problem was so much intense that for my MBA interviews, when I was appearing for the interviews for the MBA schools, instead of speaking out my answers, I used to scribble out my answers on A4 sheets. And I was just trying to attempt to speak it out, but it was a very failed attempt each time. And when I got into IIM Udaipur, I had the same problem in my head that, hey, if I've such a big problem of stammering, then one, how will I survive in my MBA? Because MBA is about speaking, MBA is about being there and to be able to express your ideas, and also how will I crack any good placement from my MBA school? And with these two problems in my head, I started off my journey and I eventually figured out a way which helped me easily solve these two problems, and that is what I'll help you with. Now, obviously, if I'm saying that I had a problem, I had a speech problem, then obviously it would impact how much I interact with the strangers. And obviously, with that kind of a problem, I would not go around and do networking. So given those circumstances, what exactly was I able to do? If you're excited to know about it, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and also like this video so that this video can reach to a lot of other MBA students who might be facing the same issues, and it will surely help them. Now, the next thing which I'll be speaking about is that why exactly are you having this problem? Why do you feel shy about going ahead and speaking to somebody who's in authority, somebody who can help you out? Now, just see it from the angle of a CEO. You are aware that when you're going to a CEO, when you're trying to speak to him, you know that the CEO is aware of your intention, that you are out there as a salesman, as a salesperson who's trying to sell himself or herself, probably with the intention of finding a job eventually. That is the intention which you have in your head, that I need to go out and I need to play out my sales pitch. At the same time, you're also aware that the human being in front of you, he is also somewhere aware about your intentions. And hence, it creates a stress in your head that, okay, for me, it is a sales pitch. One, the CEO, the executive, he completely understands that, hey, I have some kind of intentions to have a job or a placement, and you are also insecure about one more thing, which is my point 2, that you are also sure about this thing, that I do not have a lot of things to offer to the CEO. So why will that executive will even be interested to speak to me? Because I am a student, I may not have a lot of expertise or a lot of things to offer to that executive. So what is in that interaction, that one small interaction which I want to have, what is in it for him? When you think from all of these angles, you realize that there is a lot of stress on you, because you have this complete understanding that it is a very empty kind of a interaction which you will have. So now, if these two are the problems in front of you, that one, you know that in that small interaction which you are planning to have, there is not even one thing for the executive, and two, you are aware that it is a sales kind of an interaction which you are having, in which you are trying to sell your own self. You have this additional pressure, additional stress on your head that how do I do well in that interaction. So let's find a solution to both of these things very logically. The first thing is that you think that what is in it for the executive. Now, this is one thing, this is one concept of mine which I've already been speaking in a lot of my YouTube videos as well as inside my course 5 Steps Ahead, that there is something which you need to do, which is dig your well before you are thirsty. Which means what? That if you know that the CEO or the executive is expecting that you would be asking for a job eventually, just do not ask for it. First, go ahead and build a good interaction and seek just one simple thing from him or her, that sir or ma'am, I want you to become my mentor. Give me the chance to be able to speak to you whenever you are free so that I can take advice from you about my day-to-day life and about my journey towards the outcomes which I want. Which means that to the executive, suddenly you have reduced the ask which you had on him. Initially in your head, the ask which you had was that somehow I need to impress him or her in a way that he or she will be interested to hire me. But now your ask is very simple, that okay, I would just go there and I would fall into their foot and I'll say that okay, just accept me as your mentee. Simple. And believe you me, a lot of these corporate executives who come to the B schools, they love giving advices, they love to talk, they love to help the students. So if you will go and ask for exactly what they like to do, they will be very happy to give you all the gyan which they have, and they would be very happy with it. And from there, you build a long-term interaction with those executives. Do not instantly ask for anything else. And from there, your first issue, that what is in it for the CEO, that has been addressed. Now, the second problem which you had was that what is it that which I can offer to the CEO or which I can offer to the executive which is valuable for him. I have no one thing which I can go and say that hey, I stand for this thing which could be interesting for you. Now, to solve that problem, you have one very simple way. Build yourself, build your brand, and stand for something. And for that, the most simplest thing which I can advise you is that you need to quickly stop seeing yourself as an MBA student. The moment you are in a B school, you are no longer an MBA student, you become a practitioner. You need to become a practitioner, which simply means that whatever things you learn in the classroom or whatever skills you learn outside the classroom, you need to practice them somewhere and you need to build your work portfolio. And that work portfolio, when it will expand, it will help you build your brand. And then that brand of yours will be what you would be speaking with to that executive. Now, what exactly you need to do all of these things? When I am saying that you should stop being a student but become a practitioner, I am simply saying go ahead and start a blog. Whatever you learn in the classroom, whatever new skills you acquire, you need to practice those skills on your blog and create articles about what you have learned. When you do these two things, that one, if suppose you have learned the skill of search engine optimization, suppose, write an article about SEO and then also do SEO on your blog. Same way, if you have learned the skill of marketing analytics, something inside the big umbrella of marketing analytics you have finally started to learn, then write an article about what you have learned and also on your blog, try to apply whatever things of that marketing analytics onto your blog. So, effectively, your blog will become your marketing experiments lab. And with that, one, your skills will improve, and two, through your blog, you are basically creating a portfolio of work. At the same time, with that blog, you are building a brand for yourself. So the next time you go to an executive and you introduce yourself, instead of saying that, hey, I'm a first year MBA student, you can say that, okay, hi, I am a first year MBA student. How about you go and say to him that, hey, I am a practitioner in this particular area. I have a blog on that area, and this is my area of expertise, and this is where I would want you to help me to understand it, explore the industry far more. And for this, I would want you to become my guide so that I can seek help from you. And then just share the link of your blog with him. Keep a card with you. I would also say that you should keep a visiting card with you, probably, which has the link of your blog, and then you can just share it out. You can hand it out. Now, suddenly, from a helpless student who's seeking help in placements, you are a self-sufficient, almost a practitioner of your skill, an expert and about to be expert of your skill, and you are seeking help. So this solves both the issues which you had. That one, you know that you're asking for a lot of things. You're probably planning to ask him for a job, ask him or her for a job. So that thing goes away. Just ask him to become your guide so that you can seek help from him or her whenever you want to on his or her email ID. And two, instead of being just a student, go ahead and share that yes, you have experience in that field and you can probably have a good interaction on the things on that field. These were the things which I had implemented when I was an MBA student at IIM Udaipur, and from this I was able to gain all the confidence and I was able to get the best outcomes for my own self from the MBA program. Now, along with this, I must inform you that on the 31st of January 2022, I would be launching my course 5 Steps Ahead. Now, this course is for you if you want to become a practitioner and not a student, that you would want to apply the skills in the real world, build your brand, and then once your brand is so strong enough, you might not even need a placement. You might not even need to depend on the placements because you would have created a project or even a startup of your own, which is helping you do really well in your life. With that, I would see you in the next video. Do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot and goodbye.